Now in these videos we've talked about trying to discover the problem in the world and in the same process there's a law of the universe that as we discover the problem, so the solution appears in the same moment. It's a remarkable thing really. It's just a truth. So we don't need to do anything. If we see the Jews as a problem or the Palestinians as a problem or different organizations as a problem, there's nothing we need to do about the problem except to understand the problem so that we can be free of the problem in ourselves. That's all. Once we're free of the problem in ourselves, we can move forward, and we, in our communications, in our meetings, one with the other, we can then be more real in that process. Wherever there's error in the minds of the people, it comes into conflict with the truth. Wherever there's error, it comes into conflict with the truth. And it only needs one person in a group of two for there to be error present. Now, what happens with error is, if we standing in a divine environment, a pristine environment, an unspoilt piece of nature, a high mountaintop where nobody's been for a while, about as pristine as you can get, and two of us come together with a small amount, or even a large, fairly large amount of disorder in one of the brains, then very little will happen. It won't be a difficult thing. Yet, if we are walking together with that same person, and we walk down the subway into a flyover, under a flyover, or into a flyover, doesn't matter, in this very demonic area of nature, which has been completely spoiled and desolate, with metal and concrete, yeah. Metal is a very demonic substance. Normally it lives under the earth. It's not really normally exposed. It's a powerful stuff. It is a conductor of energy. Then what can happen is that energy can start to flow between the two people who are walking together. And the purpose of that energy is to bring error out and correct the error. God will take the truth in one and the error in the other and bring it together. And the one will counteract the other. There'll be an argument, or words will be spoken. There'll be a disagreement. The error will disagree with the truth. The truth will have to expound what it knows in a logical way so that the brain of the one in error, the mental apparatus of that person, can be corrected. And that is the natural order of correction in the universe. All we have to do is allow it to take its course, and we don't need to go seeking it. And we're always led to the best possible place, to be together or to be apart, to be together with the right person, to be kept apart from the wrong person. Everything is perfect and happening automatically. It's almost like we get to be in the class that we belong, and there's a separate class for all of us. And God can create the class so that we can learn together with our neighbour. Now, the last video I did was about the Jews and the Palestinians, and it's a difficult problem. Yet it's something that only the people involved in these problems can solve. Yeah? And all we can do is solve our own problems. The fact that we're exposed to lies means that we have to come into contact with truth. We have to resolve our understanding so that the lies can have no effect on us. And we're in a position to correct the lie if we're brought into contact with it. That's all God asks of us. And God also asks that we are courageous. So we don't slip out the side when the going gets a bit tough, when somebody says some difficult words to us, when somebody disagrees with something we say, we don't change the subject, or we have to stand firm and in a nice way explain what it is that the other person is misunderstanding. We can only give them so much, and then we have to go apart from them. And if we can find a way to do this in as nice a way as possible, then we have a way forward in this world. And it's also necessary to understand that unenlightened people can't really come together with enlightened people, because there is going to be an argument. If you have somebody who's in a mental space with a world full of ideology, then each person's ideology is slightly different to the other person's ideology, except they belong to the same group where there's a group ideology, and so they become deadly enemies one to the other. The Jew versus the Christian, or the Gentile versus Islam, Islam versus our American Israel, our American Israel versus the Rus. All these ideologies, just go round and round, and the reason they've been going round and round and not resolving themselves is because there's this fundamental misunderstanding about what the problem is in the world, and that is the problem of the Jew. And necessary for man to face that issue and not run away from it. Now, all of the events in the world, and we've all witnessed these events to prepare us all for this journey that we are going to take into a true understanding of our problem, and perhaps to move through it and into a more perfect world. Now, the order of poets, bards and druids could well be taken out of the world entirely. These videos that I'm making may only be watched by members of that order, or God might lead some person to it who is in a fallen state in the world, and then there might cause some confusion there, and there may cause disturbance. But so far, in all these videos that I've made, I've had very little of this, as long as I don't promote my videos in any way, and allow God to bring those people to the channel who God wants to bring, then I'm not contravening the laws of nature. So the people who see in the videos are the ones who need to see it. And the dog is upstairs or away somewhere, not here with me. The dog is barking a lot. The dog needs help. The best source of help for the dog is Krishnamurti. The teachings of Krishnamurti are available on YouTube, and those teachings pretty well are needing everybody to transcend the ego, to transcend the illusionary mind, the mind full of ideas, to look through the ideas and into reality. That's what the truth is. The truth is reality. And Krishnamurti has a long process, different every time. He does it as a separate meditation. His sole purpose was to bring the Western mind out of its ideology into reality. That's his sole purpose. A new teaching for humanity to transform man into an ascended being. Now, an ascended being is a baby on the pathway. And so when I first started my journey, I thought, why am I not teaching? Why am I not teaching enlightenment, personal enlightenment? Why is there no place for me to do this? And I watched other people come. I watched Eckhart Tolle. I thought, he's saying the same thing as I know. I know just exactly what he's saying, but how come I'm not being used by God like this? And the reason is that I have a completely different purpose. I have to synthesize all of the wisdom and knowledge for the last 5,000 years, since the Great Flood. I have to synthesize all that and summarize it and produce a fruit for humanity for the next 300 years. That's what I have to do. And that work is the work of the avatar of synthesis. And the avatar of synthesis is a great being. It's not Adam. It's not Adam Eye of Light, although Adam Eye of Light is used by the avatar of synthesis. The avatar of synthesis integrates everything that Krishnamurti came with, everything that Sai Baba came with, and everything Adam Eye of Light discovered on the process of the journey. And those three fused into one become the avatar of synthesis, who delivers the synthesizes the past aeon, if you like, prepares the way for the new aeon. The aeon of Adam Eye of Light. It's interesting. Now, that's enough.